The World Food Programme is widely recognised for its ability to deliver food quickly in emergencies to some of the toughest and most remote places on Earth. But in the past, we didn't always pay as much attention to the way we were providing the assistance. Perhaps markets were functioning nearby, and cash or vouchers would have been a better choice than food for getting assistance to people in need.
Country offices may be thinking about what would be the best transfer modality in terms of whether it should be cash or vouchers or in-kind food. And that question should be answered on two fronts. One should be the cost efficiency element. Now, cost efficiency is one element, because with that analysis we'll be able to say which one is cheaper. But that doesn't tell us which one is the most effective. And to determine what is most effective, we use what has been developed by the Cash for Change unit, which is called the Omega value calculation. And the Omega value calculation basically compares what we would achieve in terms of food consumption score, dietary diversity, and looking at that from a point of view of comparing in-kind food assistance and assistance provided through either cash or vouchers.
The World Food Programme has not always thought about whether our assistance programmes were putting people in need at risk.
Protection in WFP means to ensure that people, when they engage in our programs, are safe. And it means that we respect their dignity and the fact that they have rights. I think protection can sometimes seem abstract, but in reality it's very concrete in terms of the steps that we can take. And if we find that we are implementing programs in an area that is very insecure, we may want to encourage people to travel in larger groups, help them organize their travel to and from the sites.
In some cases, WFP has made well-intentioned assumptions that did not turn out to be true, because we didn't fully understand the gender dynamics in the community.
I'll give you a really good example from Pakistan. In the second wave of floods that occurred in Sindh province, there was an assumption made by the responders, the humanitarian actors, that targeting female-headed households was just a given. And they discovered that a lot of these female-headed households were receiving remittances from the cities, from their male relatives. The upshot of that was that the women, not only did they continue to get the remittances, because that wasn't interrupted by the floods, but they also were given the aid that came in through the humanitarian community. The male-headed households were very much neglected. I think it's moving beyond the conceptualization that one size fits all.
WFP also did not always think about how our assistance might exacerbate tensions between communities or lead to environmental damage.
Conflict-sensitive programming is programming that looks at the context in which it operates and makes sure that WFP is identifying where it could potentially cause tensions between people, works to mitigate those tensions, eliminate them if possible, and also to look for opportunities where it might be possible to bring communities closer together and therefore promote a peaceful environment. It is also important that we think about the effects that our programming is going to have on the environment. For example, if we have a program which is distributing food which needs to be cooked, people are going to have to find a way to cook it. And if they're in a place where there's firewood available, they will go out and they will start cutting down trees. If they are forced to cut down trees for a long period of time in order to work with the assistance that we're providing them, this is going to cause land degradation.
Many of these problems can be addressed if we take time to speak to the people we're trying to assist.
Consulting with communities and really understanding what they need and how they see their situation. Communication, information provision, making sure that there's a really, a minimum level of information that we establish and that we stick to, and that's more than just when there's going to be a distribution, that we make sure that we routinely let people know who we are, why we're there, what our plans are, what they can expect from us, what their rights are, and complaints and feedback mechanisms. They're really your core kind of approaches.
Doing emergency programme in the right way means tailoring responses to the context and ensuring the dignity, safety and rights of the people we're assisting.